Víc asi nemá cenu. Rodolfo, it's your words. So, užijte si prezentaci.
Thank you. Ahoy, everyone. I'll try to speak a little bit slowly. Is that okay with you? Yeah? Okay. So if I go too slow and you fall asleep, just do something, wake me up. If I go too fast, just do time out. I'll slow it down, okay? Right. So, yeah, there you go. My goal today is to show how to increase sales in your WooCommerce site. If you want to increase sales, you have to know a little bit of mathematics first. And, okay, the other side. What's a revenue that you make out of any website, out of any WooCommerce website, is the number of orders multiplied by AOV. AOV is average order value. So to translate that in plain English, if I make 100 orders per year and each order is worth 100 euros, right? The revenue I make is 10,000 euros. So that's the easy formula. But the thing is, the number of orders depends on your website traffic. Okay, if you get 100 people to your site, usually just one person buys a product. So that's called conversion rate, right? A standard e-commerce website has 1% conversion rate, hopefully higher. So how do I calculate the number of orders? Is the traffic, so the website unique users multiplied by conversion rate. So one way to increase your sales is, of course, increasing traffic, so SEO, pay-per-click, and increase your conversion rate. So let's try to make more money out of the same number of users I get, okay? Now, going backwards. This is a little bit complex. Don't worry, I have the English translation. At the same time, what's the average order value? Simply is the multiplication of product price by the quantity, right? An average order value, I make $50, is going to be an average price of $5 multiplied by 3, which is the average quantity, plus add-ons, right? So you have to keep in mind that if you want to increase your WooCommerce / WordPress / any site revenue, you can increase the number of users, increase your conversion rate, increase your price. Trust me, that's one of the best strategies ever to make more money. Just charge more. You're all freelancers, right? So increase that amount. Increase the quantity per order. So instead of buying one clicker, you just try to get people to buy 2 in the same order, okay? And add more to the order. And with add-ons, I mean premium shipping, I mean something extra like gift wrapping, something that can add on to the order so that you can make more money. All clear so far? Yes? Am I speaking too slow, too fast? Are you falling asleep yet? No? Okay, good. So today we will translate this complex formula into WooCommerce snippets. And especially, we'll see 2 things. One, how to increase your conversion rate in WooCommerce. And second, I'll skip, how to increase your website average order value, okay? We'll cover 10 snippets, 5 each. So in relation to conversion rate, we will see how to increase the pressure on customers. So they say, oh my God, I have to be fast, buy today before it gets too late, right? Put some pressure on them. We'll see how to enhance trust. If the customer can trust you, possibly they're going to buy more products off your shop. Scarcity. Does anyone know what scarcity is? I know it's a complex English word. It means if you know there is only one product in stock, you know that you want to buy it today before it goes out of stock. Okay, so that's scarcity. The checkout, the most important page of any e-commerce website. If you have too many things on that page, people are going to get distracted. So I have this little trick, which is a distraction-free checkout. No distractions, just click on that button and give me money, okay? And then one other way to get people to buy a product, even if they don't want to buy today, is to let them buy a sample, all right? Let's say this clicker costs 500 euro. To me, it's too expensive. I don't want to commit to a very expensive item, but I can buy a sample. I can try it, and remember, if you try something, then you're more enticed to buy the actual product. So that's another trick to increase in your conversion rate. Now, the next 5 snippets will be about increasing the average order value. And how can you do that? Now, think about this. When you buy something, you go to the cart, then to the checkout, you go to the thank you page, and on the thank you page is the best place to sell something more, because you just paid money to buy something. Can you just add 10 euro, buy something else, right? So the thank you page is like the best average order value increaser, if that even exists in English, okay? Second, you can buy 1 clicker for full price, or you can buy 5 clickers for 10% off. So that's a bulk discount, okay? That's a great way to increase the number of items purchased by order. Third, add-ons. As I said, sorry, it's jumping, I can't help. As I said, you can add something to the price of an existing clicker. If I am gifting this clicker to Philip and I want to have this gift wrapped, and I'll get people to pay a little bit more to have an add-on and increase the average order value. Does that make sense? Yes? Are you all awake? Good. Second last, the best one of all, buy one, get one off. That's the BOGO offer. Or buy one, get one half price, right? So always trying to put a bundle of products together, get them cheaper to the end user. That's a great offer. Ends next week, so buy more, I get more money. And finally, the easiest average order value trick, which is you get free shipping if you order 100 Corona or more. People will be enticed to spend 100 Corona to reach free shipping. So that's a way to increase your money, once again. All clear? Okay, so this was the easy bit. Now we get into coding, if it doesn't jump. But before we do that, I hope that you're not going to put this coding, which, by the way, will be available on the website. So don't start writing or asking me what's that line of PHP, what's that function name. You can just copy all the stuff from my website. So think and take a look at the presentation. And I hope you're going to test these snippets on a test website, not on a live website that is making money. So never touch a live website. Just make sure you're using the latest version of WooCommerce. Make sure the theme is compatible with WooCommerce. Otherwise, you're going to get a lot of errors. And of course, if you are in this room, which is the developer's room, and you don't know what a child theme is, that's totally fine. Just go searching on the WordPress documentation why you need to use a child theme from today onwards. It's absolutely vital, mostly for this kind of customization that we will take a look. And also, if you're in this room, you probably started, like I did, from the WordPress code editor that you can find under Appearance Editor. How do you say that in Czech? Okay, whatever it is. But you know, the dashboard in WordPress, the Appearance Editor, you have a code editor there, which, by the way, now does PHP error checking. So it's not that bad now, but better if you had FTP access to do all this, it would be much, much better, okay? So let's code. Number one, and we're good with time, so I'm going to take it slowly because it's the first one, then the last ones will accelerate a little bit, okay? My goal is to show a little badge just right under the product title that says order by 6 p.m. and get it delivered tomorrow, right? I'm not making this up. I know that my courier comes to my office at 6 p.m. to collect packages, and if I can give them, you know, in time, on time, they'll actually deliver it tomorrow. So I'm not making this up, okay? So my goal is to tell the end user that if they're quick at buying something on my WooCommerce site, they'll actually get it delivered tomorrow, okay? So that's a simple example. It's just telling them a benefit of your business, okay? Now, we saw what the end result it is, what our goal, objective is. Now let's talk and let's see about coding, all right? So the task is printing this notice on the single product page in WooCommerce. Okay, all clear? Now, let's move on to PHP. Our goal, once again, is to pick or to choose a correct position in the single product page to display the notice, okay? In PHP, translated into PHP, it means to find the right hook, okay? So WooCommerce gives you a lot of available hooks. Each one corresponds to an exact position inside your store, and our goal is just to find that hook and tell PHP to display a notice, okay? Is it difficult for beginners? Is it too easy for advanced? I don't know, but you can tell me later, okay? So, thankfully, I decided for myself to design a visual hook guide. So you can just go to my website, you can just Google WooCommerce visual hook guides, and you'll find them. You'll see on the front end the name of the hooks that correspond to whatever position in WooCommerce. So, for example, I know that the WooCommerce single product summary creates the layout which is on the right-hand side of the image, okay? Now, this could be complex for some, this could be easy for some others. So let's move into coding, right? So what I want to do here is basically telling WooCommerce to add something in an exact position, and this something should be a div, right? So this div contains a message, nothing complex until here. The only difficult thing is saying, WooCommerce, please add an action where on the WooCommerce single product summary, in what position? In position 6, which, by the way, is called priority. And in that position 6, on the right-hand side of the product image, call this function, Bloomer display the pressure badge. Once that system calls the function, I want to echo, which in PHP means print on the screen. I want to echo a div, okay? Final result, this one, okay? So once you understand this system, even if you're an advanced a WooCommerce developer, it's actually very simple to get stuff done in WooCommerce, to identify the right places where you want the things to go, and then simply echo some HTML. Okay, so it's not difficult. And for those who are advanced, you can do a lot more. Instead of echoing a div, you can echo a lot of calculations. So you can call your shipping methods, and you can know, based on the IP address of the user, you can define whether it's going to be 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. or 4 p.m. So you can do complex things. Today, we're just looking at identifying places and printing things on the screen. Questions? Yes?
I just have a quick question. Why do you prefer using chunking over using a small, specifically designed plugins?
Right. So I like to keep all the customization in one place. Some other people will tell you create one plugin for each customization. Some other people will tell you put all the customization inside a plugin. So it depends on what's easier for you. If you're advanced, for me, you can even install code snippets and use that for your customization. I don't care. I just want to see the end result. Whatever it's easier for you, it's better. I just prefer to keep everything in one file, which is the functions.php. That's my, some other people will put it into classes even. So I don't want to know. I just want to do functions.
So it's just a personal preference?
Yeah, personal preference. Absolutely. Okay. Number 2. So this is 2 of 10. Trust. My goal is to show an image this time, so not a div with content in it. I want to show an image where right below the Buy Now button on the checkout. Same thinking again. If people know that your payments are secured by PayPal, by Stripe, by what do you have in Czech Republic? Okay. If you can show a badge or whatever it is saying free returns or 365 days warranty, badges are good exactly where people should click to buy your products, okay? So nowhere else. Goal, actually task, is printing or showing an image right under the buy button on the checkout page. Same thinking, pick the right position. So pick the right WooCommerce hook and then echo the image, all right? So once again, check out visual hook guide. I know that to place something under the place order, I need to use this hook, okay? So I go there in my functions.php or in my code snippet or in my plugin, and I just write, please add an action in this position, so after the pay button, and call this function. This function, what does it do? It echoes an image. All right, it's not rocket science. It is actually very easy, but with 7 lines of PHP, well actually 5 lines of PHP, you can increase your sales. So I love these things. I love easy fixes. And if you have clients that use WooCommerce, why not suggesting something similar? Test it out and see if it actually brings more money, okay? Whoop. Oh yeah, that's the final result. Number 3, scarcity. WooCommerce, by default, if the stock is low, it'll tell you there is only one. Why is there an emoticon? I don't know, right? But it says there is only one left in stock, which is fine for people to know, but it doesn't tell me much. I want to know there is only one left in stock, and if I don't buy today, I have to wait 5 days until it comes back into stock, right? So I want to increase the pressure on people. Does that make sense? This time, I am adding text to an existing string. So I'm not positioning new content, I am editing content. So in this case, I have to find a filter. So not an action, I need to find a filter. So does the function that generates the only one left in stock give me a filter so that I can change that string? Answer, yes it does. So you go into your WooCommerce plugin files, you do a search for only one left in stock, right? You'll find this function, okay, which is the get availability text. This function generates the message that gets printed on the screen, but also gives you an apply filters. When you see apply filters, it means no matter what that function prints on the screen, you can filter it, you can edit it, okay? You can change it. And that's exactly my goal. Now, this could be a little complex. When you use filters, instead of echo, you return content. So remember the difference. Instead of printing on the screen, you give back that content to the system. You don't echo, you return. And also, what you do is you can do a manipulation of that content inside the function. Now, remember, you can copy and paste this. You don't need to worry if you don't know what coding, what PHP is. But basically, what I'm doing is, when the availability text goes to the screen, I tell WooCommerce, hold on a second. I want to first check if the product is in stock. If the product stock is less than the low stock amount, which is one of the WooCommerce settings, then I want to change, actually I want to add, you see this dot equal? You're adding to the string, right? If you forget that dot, you will change the string. So I'm concatenating this string to the existing one that says, well, get it today to avoid 5 days restocking delay, okay? So this is the existing string. I'm adding space and then this one to the existing one. A little bit complex, but your goal after today is to actually go home, test a few snippets out and say, wow, this is easy. I am not a developer, so it's the exact same thing for me. Years ago, I just started to play with snippets. So my goal is to tell you what you should be doing without wasting 4 years of your time. Just copy and paste and know a little bit of theory. Okay, questions? No, brilliant. Okay, let's accelerate. Number 4, this is my favorite. If people are able to check out on your website in an easy way without being distracted, trust me, they will give you loads of money. What I mean is your checkout page shouldn't have the header, shouldn't have the sidebar, shouldn't have the footer, shouldn't have the navigation bar. Why? Because your checkout page goal is just to get paid, right? So I want to remove everything so that the user knows what the only objective of that page is. So in here, we go a little bit further and we do a little bit complex PHP. I want to skip this. And in this PHP, we have a lot of interesting things. First of all, I want to remove these elements only on the checkout page. I'm not going to remove elements on the home page, on the cart page, right? So the very first thing inside my function is, unless this is the checkout page, don't do anything. Okay, that's what return means. It means skip everything and just exit from the function. Okay, so I want just to apply these rules to the checkout page. Okay, so this is called conditional logic, which means You do something, you run some functions only if certain criteria are met, okay? Then you have another interesting thing, which is the hook WP. I want to run this function after the theme has loaded. Otherwise, how can I remove elements from the WordPress theme? Does that make sense? So I'm delaying my function as last as possible so that I can remove things from the theme. If I use an early hook, I'm going to remove something that doesn't exist yet. Okay, so I'm delaying this call until the very end, right? And then I tell WordPress on the checkout page to remove actions. All right, this is a new thing. We've seen add action. We've seen add filter. Now you have remove action. What does remove action do? It removes something that has been added with add action. So if I say add action Rodolfo, and later you call remove action Rodolfo, on the screen you see no Rodolfo. Okay, so remove action is a way to take stuff off. In this case, because we're removing header, sidebar, footer, navigation bar, it strictly depends on your theme code. So if you use storefront, the coding is this one. If you use Avada, the code is different. If you use Flatsum, the code is different. So it's absolutely custom to the theme you are using, the theme you've installed. Okay? So this is for storefront, but basically I'm removing the social icons, the secondary navigation, the product search, the primary menu, the little cart in the menu, and the footer widgets. In this way, the checkout becomes, well, you don't have the full screenshot, but the checkout becomes easy and simple with no distractions. Okay? Is that something you could try to implement? Yeah, show me some yeses. All right, good. Right, number 5. Let's get people to try a product before they buy it. My goal, show an add to cart button that says add sample to cart or buy free sample, whatever it is, okay? So I want to first create a free product in WooCommerce. The product should be set to hidden, which means it's not visible in the normal shop, right? And what you then do is, once again, you pick the right position, WooCommerce single product summary, the right hook, priority 35, which is under the existing add to cart button. How do I know that? Because in the visual hook guide, I know exactly what the priorities are, so I don't have everything in my head. And I just echo an A tag, right? So this A tag has a class button, automatically will become like a button, even if you don't see it, this has a gray background. And the link is / add to cart product ID. Okay, so with a link like that, you can actually create a button that adds something to cart. Okay, I position it exactly here, and if people can buy a sample of your product, it's proven that they're more likely to buy your product later. Why, when you go to a supermarket, you have the stands where you can try the latest perfume or the latest chocolate? Because they want you to try that product so that you can buy it. Okay? Cool. 29 minutes, going faster. Number 6. On the thank you page, we want to upsell, which means sell more. I want to show a list of nice looking products on sale on the thank you page. Why? Because someone has just given you money. They might give you more money once they land on the thank you page. What's this? It's a short code. You know, guys, you can print any rows and columns of products in WooCommerce just by using a shortcode, right? But the thank you page doesn't exist in your WordPress page section. It's an end point. So the only way to put a shortcode in that page is by using PHP, all right? And the code is very simple. Place something where on the WooCommerce thank you, which is a hook that just is on the thank you page, and echo do underscore shortcode and the full WooCommerce shortcode to show on sales product. All right. So you can actually echo any shortcode in WordPress, WooCommerce, themes, and maybe even Gutenberg just by saying echo do shortcode and then the name of the shortcode. Okay. So in this case, final result, a lovely section that says customers also bought, which might look like fake. So maybe say we also have these products on offer, right? And you show a nice view of your best sellers or your on sale products. Number 7, as I said, if you buy more than one item, you get a 10% off, right? First of all, you create a coupon code. Otherwise, how can I apply it to the checkout, right? You call it bulk, or you call it, I don't know, 10% off. No one needs to know about this coupon code. And here is what I do. On the cart page, if the cart contents count, which is a WooCommerce function to count items in your cart. You don't need to do any calculation. WooCommerce already gives this function to you. If it's greater than 5, I go and add discount coupon code bulk. All right. So if it's above 5 items, I add a coupon to cart automatically, programmatically. Trust me, if you get people not to enter the coupon code in the field, you save a lot of time. So just apply it automatically. All right. Saves time, makes you more money. If instead it's less than 5, well, it's 5 or less, then remove the coupon code. Okay, so if someone takes stuff off the cart, then you want the coupon code to go away as well. So you're learning a lot of things today, which is adding content, editing content, filtering, conditional logic, using WooCommerce functions, and using if, else in PHP, and looks like fun to me, as well as adding more chances to make money. And my goal is to show a checkbox on the single product page that says if you check this, you will add gift wrapping to your product and pay $2. Okay? So it's a nice checkbox. You don't need any plugin to do that. Okay? Once again, what we do. First of all, we pick the right position and we echo the input. All right? So it's a simple HTML input. Now, let's think. If that checkbox is ticked and the product is added to cart, I want the cart to remember that the user did that. All right? So there is something called cart item data. That cart item data will remember in the cart session if you see this $_posts. That's a way to know whether someone checked the checkbox and submitted the form, right? So forget about all this. The final thing is on the checkout page, if the cart item contains that checkbox data, then add a fee to cart of an amount equal to $2, euros, Corona, whatever you use, called gift wrap. Okay, so you will see an additional line on the checkout page. Just write under the subtotal, the shipping, there will be a fee. So an additional line of $2 right on the checkout. Number 9, this is the second last, so don't fall asleep now. BOGO, which means if I add this product to cart, I will give you this one free. Okay? So the system needs to know if this product is in the cart, otherwise it will not add this one for free. So what do I do? This item has an SKU, which is a unique, if you're into e-commerce, you know what an SKU is. So it's a unique code that identifies this item. This item has another SKU, so SKU number 2. And the system says, fine, if I'm adding number 1, please add to cart SKU number 2. Okay, so in the cart, without people having to click on anything, on loading whatever page, you have 2 items in the cart. Of course, this one has to be set at $0 or whatever offer you have. Okay? Finally, as I said, the easiest of all is the free shipping threshold. If you want to increase your money, calculate your average order value. Let's say you make 79 Corona per order. What's a way to increase that money? A way is saying, get free shipping if you pay 85. So you see how I'm trying to get people to get me to pay a little bit more so I can increase my revenue. And a way is to show a notice on the cart page that says, get free shipping if you buy X more, right? And that X is the calculation of the subtotal minus your free shipping threshold. Once again, it's PHP, so that 80 can actually be taken from your shipping zones, from your shipping rates, but for now, we just keep it fixed to 80, okay? So, running out of time, my goal is this. Once and now that you've understood that to increase your revenue in WooCommerce, you can work on the conversion rate, or you can work on the average order value. Now all you have to do is keep it simple, use snippets as opposed to plugins if possible, not because plugins are not good, but because getting your mind to understand how to do simple coding is actually a great thing. It changed my business. So why not trying to do something via code as opposed to buying or using a plugin first? Then you can use a plugin later. That's fine. And finally, if you know nothing about PHP, nothing about functions.php, you can just go there, copy all these 10 snippets, paste them onto your editor, and you will have the exact same results that we saw in this presentation. So it's not rocket science. So thank you. It's been a pleasure to being here in Prague, speaking in English, even if I'm Italian, in front of amazing Czech people. And I'm looking forward to see you all tonight at the after party. Don't forget about that. I'm sure you won't. And I'll be here for another hour. So if you're shy, have no English questions or Czech questions, I'm going to be there. And thank you very much.
Má někdo nějaký dotaz?
I'm sorry, can I have a quick question? I already asked earlier a different speaker today. What if I have custom plugins which I wrote many versions of ago? What is the best workflow? How to make those plugins up to date? How to make sure they would work with the next version? The answer I get earlier didn't really satisfy me, so this is the reason why I'm asking.
Why didn't it satisfy you?
Because it was basically like the other speaker told me that follow the change log, read the code.
Okay.
There is nothing better. So I'm hoping for something easier.
Okay, question just to recap for those who didn't listen is how can I streamline the WordPress core, WooCommerce plugin, third-party plugins, and theme updates so that nothing happens to my website and so that I can go ahead and make sure that the store doesn't break?
No, that wasn't the question.
Okay.
Was, I have a snippet. I have a maybe more complex
I see.
Plugin,
Yes.
which I wrote for my store.
Yeah.
How to make sure that it wouldn't break.
Okay. Okay, I see. So I wrote 10 plugins today. I mean, a snippet is a plugin. Do we all agree? Yes, it's just a small plugin. The question is, how can I know that that plugin is going to work forever? It's not going to break my website. And if I update WooCommerce, it's still going to work, or at least my client doesn't lose money. And the answer is, I'm afraid, is impossible. So WooCommerce, they constantly change their coding, right? Thankfully, in the last few, let's say, months, they've been doing this, let's say, with caution. So they're not just going to delete. I just want to go back to, did I turn off? Okay, let's say this is the name of a hook in WooCommerce. Maybe in 3 years' time, it will not exist anymore, okay? But if you have this snippet in your store, the worst that can happen is that you show no notice on the cart page, right? So the way to write better snippets, if you want to, right, is to check if WooCommerce exists, right? So in the PHP, the first line should be if WooCommerce exists. In this case, not really, because you're using a WooCommerce hook, so it already exists. You could check what version you're using. If you know from the change log that in 6 months' time, the before cart will die, right? You can say, if WooCommerce version is less than 3.5.11, do this function. If WooCommerce is above that, change the PHP into this. You can do a lot of things, but basically nothing is future-proof. Nothing is future-proof in WordPress, and they're trying to change this, but at this stage is quite difficult for an open source product. So I'm sorry, I think the answer is going to be the same as the other speaker.
I just have to ask.
Makes sense.
What if there is some?
You got 2 out of 2, so that's it, 100%. Okay, questions before we go? Or later, I'm fine.
I have a question.
Yes.
I'm struggling with finding the filters.
Filters.
I have a specific issue
Yes.
in listing of products on the shop page.
Yes.
I wanted to change what will show instead of price, and I didn't have a clue how to find that specific filter. How to do that?
Okay. So here is the trick. If you want to edit something in WooCommerce, which remember means looking for a filter, what I do is I download WooCommerce on my computer, I open it in Notepad or whatever file editor, and you do a file search. And in that file search, you look for the exact string or CSS class or HTML tag or whatever it is, you'll find it, okay? If there is no filter, you can't do it, or maybe you can. So there are ways to play with that. When you're talking about price, you want to add a prefix or you want to remove the price completely?
Completely.
Completely.
Show another string.
Okay. So if you want to completely remove things, you don't need a filter. You just need to look for the place where WooCommerce adds the price on the screen, and you remove it. So you use a remove action as opposed to add filter. Okay, so it's a little bit complex. But if you look for default WooCommerce, you go into the single product page, you go into the templates that generates the single product page, you will find add action, WooCommerce single product summary, or whatever it is, shop page, and then the name of the function, like echo price. Then you go into your functions, you say remove action, shop page, echo price, and that will send it away. Okay? It's not this simple, but you'll figure it out. Okay? How are we with time?
Yeah, time, okay.
With time? Okay. One last question.
Yeah.
What time is Piva at? No. Okay, thanks very much.